Hello, good day everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss solving problems involving rates. This is a continuation lesson on our previous video on the uses of rates. So at the end of this video, you will be able to solve problems involving rates. Okay? So without further ado, let us now begin. Okay, review po muna natin yung ating previous lesson on the uses of rates. Again, what is a rate? So remember, a rate is a ratio that compares two different quantities measured in different units. Now, it shows how much of one quantity exists or is produced for a certain amount of the other quantity. Rates are often expressed as a quantity per unit. Now, identify whether each example is a rate or a unit rate. Okay, alin po dito sa dalawang to ang rate at alin po dyan ang unit rate. Let's have the first one. 150 pesos per 3 kilograms. Rate po ba ito or unit rate? Okay. Now, first, you have to convert it into fraction at makikita nyo 150 over 3. We can see that the denominator is not 1. Therefore, this is just a rate. Okay? Or yung second quantity natin, which is 3 kilograms, hindi po siya 1, rate lang po siya. Now, for our second example, 30 kilometers per hour, as we can see, yung per hour po na yan means 1. Therefore, kung i-convert natin sa fraction, it's just 30 kilometer over 1 hour. That is now what we can call a unit rate. Next, how do you convert a rate into a unit rate? Paano po yan? So in our previous lesson, we learned that by just dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the denominator value, we will get the unit rate. So again, 150 over 3. Divide lang natin siya sa 3, yung both numerator and denominator. So 150 divided by 3 and 3 divided by 3, we will get 50 over 1. Okay, yan po yung ating unit rate. We can read this as 50 pesos per kilogram. Okay? Or, simply, you just divide the numerator by the denominator. Ganun lang po, no? So, just divide the numerator by the denominator. You can just have 50 per kilograms or 50 pesos per kilograms. Okay? Ganun po yung pag-convert natin. Now, let us proceed to solving problems involving rates. Okay, for our first problem, let me read. A bakery can bake 200 loaves of bread in 8 hours. How many loaves can they bake per hour? So, ang bakery shop po, nakaka-bake siya ng 200 na bread in how many hours? Yes, 8 hours po, ano? So, how many loaves can they bake per hour or isa-isang oras? Now, this is just a straightforward, direct calculation lang po ito ng unit rate. So, to solve this, we can just use our direct conversion. So, first, loaves per hour is equal to yung fraction form natin, 200 loaves sa numerator and then 3 hours sa denominator. So, again, you just divide the numerator by the denominator and you will get 25 loaves per hour. Okay? Yun na po yung kanyang final answer. For example number 2, let me read. The population of Cebu City in 2023 is estimated to be 1.1 million, covering a city area of 315 square kilometers. What is its population per square kilometer? So in this problem po, makikita natin yung population ng Cebu City, okay? Or yung kung gaano kadami yung tao sa Cebu. So we have 1.1 million. Estimated lang po ito, no? Hindi po yung accurate. Close to accurate po. So 1.1 million. Now, ganun kadaming tao, tapos yung size or yung laki po ng city is 315 square kilometers. Now, what is its population per square kilometer? So sa solution natin, ito na po yung tinatawag nating finding the population density. Now, pag sinabi po nating population density, this is the measurement of the number of people living per unit of area. Halimbawa po ay ilang tao ang meron sa isang square kilometer. Okay? So yun po yung kadalasang ginagamit natin. It is calculated by dividing the total population. Total population natin dito is 1.1 million by the particular area size, which is 315 square kilometer. So let us proceed with our solution. Okay, so we have population per square kilometer is equal to 1,100,000 people divided by 315 square kilometer. Okay, take note po 1.1 million yung kanyang population. So it means 1,100,000. Yung 0.1 po natin dito, it means 100,000. Divide na natin sa 315 and we will get ito po, 3,492.06. Rounded off na po ito kasi may mga kasama pa yung decimal numbers pero ni-round off natin. Pero ito pa ang final answer natin. Okay, hindi po. Ang final answer natin is ito po, 3,492 people per square kilometer. Bakit po kaya? At hindi natin kinuha yung 0.06 dito. Okay, correct. Kasi po ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay people, tao. Wala naman pong taong 0.6 or 0.06, di po ba? So, dapat whole numbers lang po tayo, ano? So, okay. Let's proceed to the next example. Example number 3, a rental service charges 240 pesos for an 8-hour bicycle rental. How much should a customer pay if they rent a bicycle for 10 hours? So in this example po, yung nagpaparent ng bike, ang singil niya is 240 pesos sa 8 hours. Now yung customer, umabot siya ng 10 hours. So magkano kaya ang babayaran niya? In this type of problem, hindi lang siya straightforward na i-convert natin sa unit rate yung ating solution. First, we have to convert it into unit first, unit rate, and then saka na natin sasagutan yung questions about how much yung babayaran for 10 hours. Okay, let's proceed to the solution. First step is find the unit rate first or yung cost per hour. Magkano kaya? So, cost per hour is equal to 240 pesos. Divide lang natin sa second quantity which is 8 hours or yung denominator niya. 240 divided by 8, we will get 30. Okay? Or the unit rate is 30 pesos per hour. Now, to answer the question, how much should he pay for 10 hours, we will now proceed to calculating the cost for 10 hours. How to do it? All you have to do is to multiply it by 10. Okay? Kaya ang sagot natin is 300 pesos. Okay, example number 4. A smartphone costs 12,000 pesos. How much do 3 smartphones cost? Okay? So magkano kaya pag tatlo, 'di ba? Napakasimple lang po nung problem na ito. We don't need actually unit rate. We don't need to convert it to unit rate. All you have to do is to simply multiply yung ating amount which is 12 pesos into 3. Okay? Multiply it by 3. So we have 36,000 pesos. So 3 times 12,000 is 36,000 pesos. Example number 5. A train travels 360 kilometers in 6 hours. Calculate its speed in kilometers per minute. How long will it take to cover 420 kilometers? Okay, now let's analyze the problem. First, we have a train. Ang speed niya ay 360 kilometers in 6 hours. Ganun po yung speed niya. Now, is this a unit rate or not? Okay, hindi po siya unit rate kasi nga po, ang kanyang second quantity ay hindi 1. Okay? Ang denominator, kung i-convert sa fraction, is 6, hindi 1. So, 360 over 6 lang siya. Now, ang tanong is, ang gagawin natin is to calculate its speed in kilometers per minute. Okay? Ano pong napansin natin? Doon po sa ating unit, we have hours tsaka minute. Yes, magkaiba po sila, no? So, first, we have to convert hours into minute so we can answer this. The second question is, how long will it take to cover 420 kilometers? So, gaano katagal? We are talking about the time here, okay? To answer this question, we actually have 3 steps, no? So, the first one is, find the speed in kilometers per hour, okay? Or yung unit rate natin. All you have to do is to divide 360 by 6 hours. Okay, we will get 60 kilometer per hour. No? The second step is to find the speed in kilometers per minute kasi yun po yung unang pinapagawa dito. Calculate natin yung speed in kilometers per minute, hindi po per hour. Okay, so meron na tayong per hour. Paano natin to gagawing per minute? Okay, take note. Ilan pong minuto ang meron sa isang oras? Okay, correct. There are 60. So all you have to do is to divide yung 60 by 60 minutes. So we will get 1 kilometer per minute. And last is, how long will it take to cover 420 kilometers? Okay, ano po kaya ang gagawin natin? Since meron na po tayong unit rate, 60 kilometers per hour, meron din po yung 1 kilometer per minute. Okay, pwede nating gamitin tong mga to calculate kung gaano katagal ang aabutin pag naka 420 kilometers na yung train. Alright, so all you have to do is to divide again yung 420 kilometers by 60. Okay, gamitin natin yung per hour this time. So, 60, we will get 7 hours. Okay, yun po yung pag-compute. Okay, for our last example po, let me read. A group of hikers covered 420 kilometers in 70 hours. Calculate their speed in simplest fraction form. How far can they hike in one day? So just like in the previous example po, we need more than one steps po dito. So first question is, calculate their speed. Ano ang speed nila? Next po is, how far can they hike in one day? So dalawang steps po ang gagamitin natin dito. So the first one is, let's calculate the speed in kilometers per hour. Okay? Now we have 420 kilometers. Divide lang natin sa 70 hours and we will get 6 kilometers per hour. Okay? Naka-simplest na po ito, simplest fraction form. Kasi remember, ang denominator ni 6 ay 1. Okay? Kaya yan na po yung simplest form niya. Next one, how far can they hike in one day? Ang tinatanong dito is yung distance, no? Hindi po yung time. So paano natin yan gagawin? Okay, we calculate the distance covered in one day. Distance in one day is equal to 6 kilometers per hour. Imumultiply lang po natin sa 24 hours. Remember, one day is 24 hours. So, we will get 144 kilometers. Ganun po kahaba yung lalakbayin nila. Okay, pag one day po yung kanilang pag-hike. Okay, this time let us now proceed to solving the following problems as an activity. You can do this po in your paper and then come back to check your answers for our discussion. Okay? I-apply nyo po dito yung mga examples na na-explain natin kanina. So lahat po yan ay related sa mga examples natin. Okay, so now let us answer the problem. Number 1, the population of Davao City in 2023 is estimated to be 1.8 million, covering a city area of 2,444 square kilometers. What is its population per square kilometer? Or ano po yung term natin kanina? Yes, population density. Okay, just like our example a while back, all you have to do is to divide yung ating population, which is 1,800,000 people. Because yung 0.8 dyan, it means 800,000. Okay, divided by 2,444, yung square area or square kilometer area ng ating city. So we have 736.28. Now, is this our final answer? Okay, hindi po. Again, wala pong 0.28 na tao. So again, this is just 736 people square kilometer per square kilometer. Number 2, Maria can bake 75 cakes in 15 days. How many cakes can she bake in a day? What is her rate per day? Okay, dito naman, ganun din po. Straightforward lang tayo. In computing her unit rate, divide lang natin yung 75 by 15 days. Okay? So, you will get 5 cakes per day. So, yung rate niya per day is 5 cakes. Okay? Yun po yung sagot natin. Next, number 3, a delivery person can deliver 45 packages in 3 hours. How many packages can they deliver in 7 hours? Okay, this time, 2 steps po yung solution dito. First is to get the unit rate. Okay, we will get the unit rate by dividing yung ating 45 packages, our first quantity, divided by the second quantity, 3 hours. We will get 15. So, 15 packages per hour. Now, we will multiply this by 7 hours. Okay, so we will get 7 times 15 equals 105 packages. So, our final answer is 105 packages that he can deliver in 7 hours. Okay, example number 4. A box of chocolates cost 500 pesos. How much will 4 boxes cost? Okay, so madali lang po ito. You are not going to convert this into unit rate. All you have to do is to multiply. So 4 times 500 pesos, you will get 2,000 pesos. Okay, number 5. A cyclist rode 480 kilometers non-stop in 60 hours. Calculate their speed in the simplest fraction form and how far can they ride in 1 day. So dalawa po yung ating gagawin. First is to calculate the speed in the simplest form. Okay, so how to do that? First, you just divide 480 by 60 hours. You will get 8 km per hour. Yun na po yung ating unit rate and naka-simplest form na po siya kasi 1 po yung ating denominator. And then, next one, how far can they ride in 1 day? So, ilang oras po ba ang isang araw? So, we have 24 hours. All you have to do is to multiply yung ating unit rate, which is 8 km per hour, times 24 hours. And we will get 192 kilometers. Now, yun po lahat ang ating mga examples and activity on solving problems involving rates. So, I hope meron po kayong natutunan at nasagot nyo po ng tama yung mga activities natin. So, see you on the next video. Thank you for listening and God bless. Kung meron kang natutunan sa video na ito, please click the subscribe button to support this channel para mas matulungan ulit kita sa mga susunod mo pang math lessons. Lagi mong tatandaan, ang math ay para sa lahat. At ako si Teacher Van, nagsasabing dito sa Math Isip, lamang ang nag-iisip. God bless and see you on the next video. Bye-bye.